You should see a notice in just a moment letting you know that this is being recorded. And we will just wait for YouTube to catch up with us and we will be off and running. All right. You should see a notice in just a moment. Welcome to Magical Monday Manifestations. My name is Valorie Lewis, and this is brought to you by our sponsor. No, I'm kidding. Tarot Unicorns and Coffee event. You probably found me on Meetup. I don't know how else you would find me unless you are just watching these on YouTube, in which case, welcome. So today's Magical Money Manifestations will be just a little bit different than usual. I will be pulling tarot cards as usual in the beginning. We'll get a good outlook on what this week has for us and what messages Spirit wants to come through. And then since tarot cards is all I have this morning because I'm in a different locale, that will be it for the YouTubers. For everyone who is present here live, you will get a chance to have a mini personal card pull. I'll pull some cards for you specifically. So if you are watching on YouTube and you want to be a part of that, you will need to head on over to Meetup and look for Tarot, Unicorns, and Coffee, and you will find this event and you'll be able to join the live event on Zoom. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I invite you all to ground yourself. That just means pulling all of your energies present, all of yourself to this present moment, your attention, your focus, being grounded in this present moment, being connected, feeling ready to deal with whatever situations, circumstances are facing us. We're not floating off in the ethers, worrying about what's to come, worrying about how we got here. We're just here. And we're ready to hear any guidance that is available to help us deal with what is right in front of us and what is present for us. And if you have a specific question, inquiry, something specific you're looking for from today's reading, go ahead and gently offer that question and asking that desire up to the universe. And then just release it like a balloon, knowing that it is going up to the divine. Maybe not a balloon because that's pollutant and plastic, but y'all know what I mean. Release it like a cloud. Knowing that the answers from the divine will come back down through our cards today and through any messages that come through us. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to start with is I am going to go with the angel number book. And it's so interesting. I was watching, okay, a little backstory, but this is all going to make sense. A couple of things happened. In one episode, I'm trying to get caught up on the entire series. In one episode, people are always dying in Grey's Anatomy. And one of the individuals was of Jewish faith. And they talked about all of the rituals that they go through when someone dies. And I just found that some of that was just so beautiful. It helps with the grieving. It gives the person time like where they're not supposed to do anything else except sit with that emotion. Beautiful thing. And then there was another episode where, of course, someone was dying again. They ended up not dying. Not that it matters to y'all, but the individuals were Native American and they had rituals. They actually allowed them to come into the room and like sage the room. So they were saging the room. They were saying some incantations. They were praying to their ancestors. But all of these rituals got me thinking along the lines of rituals. And I don't know that I have specific rituals that I do on a daily basis. I have rituals that I do when I'm preparing for this Monday. So I do a ritual every Monday as I open this group up. I have rituals that I do specific to things, that are coming up, but I don't know that I have a daily ritual or like a ritual that kind of guides your life. Like this is what you do when this is happening, kind of like, back in ancient culture. So anyway, I was really thinking about rituals and really thinking about how beneficial they can be energetically, as well as helping our mental health. And then I went to this book and I closed my eyes and I just kind of like how I draw my cards and I'm thumbing through and I stop when I feel like the energy is right. And guess what I stopped on? Divine Rituals. Number 132. I told y'all the story had a point. Y'all be thinking I'm rambling, but it had a point. Divine Rituals 132 as an angel number. I love this book because it's not just the repeating numbers, it's every number. So 132, and under it, it says in bold, in all you do, feel wholly present. And then the message is, your world is manifesting right now. And the way it is doing this is by watching your investment in the little things you do every day. I'm going to read that one more time, because not only is it day of divine rituals, but it's also talking about manifesting. And we're in Magical Monday Manifestations. Your world is manifesting right now. And here's how it's doing it. It's doing this by watching your investment in the little things you do every day. Think of your daily chores, your jobs, and your interactions today as divine rituals. So we know that, but sometimes it helps to put it in different words and to hear it from a different aspect of how we actually manifest our life. The universe is watching to see, what are we paying attention to? And whatever we're paying attention to, the universe is saying, okay, I'm gonna help you manifest more of that. So if we can be more intentional, if we can see everything that we step through as a divine ritual, as a clue to the universe of what we want more of, then maybe we can take our time and be a little bit more focused in what we do today or this week. So divine rituals and how they interact with our manifesting. And now let's move on to the tarot. Tarot, and it's jumping out of my hands. Let's see, what do we need to know from the tarot, from the divine today? Divine, give us guidance on this week. We have a chance to shed some things with this beautiful full moon. We have a chance to manifest some things and call things in with this wonderful Sagittarius, expansive Jupiter energy. And also, we have a chance to do whatever the fuck we want, because we are marvelous creators. So what do we want to do today? What is Spirit telling us, guiding us? I knew that card was going to be in the deck because I couldn't get it to every time I shuffled, I saw it. And I said, I bet it shows up in the reading today. And it did. It's the second card. It's Justice. But this is the first card. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. To start us out with, Earth energy, masculine, divine masculine energy. And I just love this card because Pentacles represents that he has learned how to value the things in his life and learned which things have value to him, to them, to her, doesn't have to be a man, to you, learned what things have value to you and have attracted all of those things. And now they are sitting surrounded by all of the physical, energetic, by all of their manifestations here in this earthly world. They're surrounded by exactly what, that's that king energy. I know what I want. I'm confident about it. I'm articulate about it, and I'm going to get it. King energy. He's sitting in the wealth that he has created, the abundance that he has learned how to attract into his life. He's got the laid back energy, the gray beard showing wisdom, the dog by his side showing stability, showing comfort, showing friendship, and all of those bookshelves in the back. I always see those bookshelves as being an immense amount of wisdom. All of his years, all of his knowledge, and he's finally figured out how to get exactly what he wants. I just love that he's in like a sweatshirt and jeans and some sneakers, very casual, very laid back, not like regally dressed like, oh, look at all this stuff I have to upkeep and take care of. If that's your path, that's fine. But it's showing how relaxed he is and that he has everything that he needs and he's not worried about it. King of Pentacles. What a great energy to adopt to start this week out with. If we can just sit in that energy for a moment and realize that in this moment, for me, it's 11:14 a.m. I have everything I need in this moment. I have water, I have my internet connection, I have my friends through the miracle of technology. I have a roof over my head. I now have air conditioning, everything I need in this moment. And if I didn't have everything I need, I have the power to change that. I have the ability to create because we were sent here as manifestors. So just sit in that energy of either you have everything you need in this moment, or you have the power, you have this King of Pentacles power to change and to call in what it is you might need in this moment. That's how we're going to start our week out with confident, sitting in our power. And then we move into justice, that card that just insisted on being part of our reading today. Card number 11, justice is about balance. Justice is about balancing ourself for today, for right now. And that is because I'm seeing this as two opposite sides of this same person. If you notice, this person down here looks a little bit different than this person up here, but they're mirror images of each other, light and dark. This person has dark clouds behind them, the light and dark aspects of yourself, perhaps neither one more. Ooh, that's interesting. I was going to say neither one more powerful than the other, but when I turn it this way and I look at it this way, that dark side has some power because she is defying gravity. That is some power. Maybe the message is not to dismiss your dark side, to figure out where the power in your dark side is, because there's absolutely power in those things that we try to hide, those things that we try to avoid, those things that we try to not face. Why? Why are we not facing them? I'm not saying you need to face all your demons today. There's a way of looking at your demons and seeing what power they hold before you try to face it and do all of the deep shadow work. Maybe don't do the deep shadow work today. Maybe sit in this confidence, knowing that you can, and sit in this aspect, knowing that you need to bring stuff back in balance, and just taking a moment to look and see, what does my dark side hold for me? I'm not going to go into the darkness today. I'm going to stay in the light, but I do want to better understand it. Is there power in the darkness? Maybe we can just examine it from about an arm's width away. I'm not feeling that we need to do any shadow work today, any shadow work this week. I'm just not getting that vibe from spirit, but I am getting the vibe that we need to be aware of all of the various buckets that we have sent our energy out to. Where have we put our energy that is not currently sitting with us? Some of our energy is in that darkness. Some of our energy is in that darkness. And maybe just today, maybe just this week, just look in that bucket, just peer in that bucket and see what power is being held by this darkness that I'm not going to go into it this week, but I just want to look in that little bucket and see what power I've been putting over there. What power have I been letting escape me so that I don't feel whole? Because some of my power is over there in my fear, over there in my darkness. And then 10 of Cups, happy life, happy wife. That's what I call this card. I don't know why, because it just looks like that. It looks like everything is coming up roses. There's rainbows. There's music in the air. See those musical notes? There's children playing. There's love, friendship, all of the things. And 10 is completion. And we have 10 bowls just ready to be filled with all of the good things in life. 10 of Cups. Cups represents emotional. Cups also represents our love, our joy. Cups is water, emotional. Cups is also our intuition, but it's a 10. It's completion. It's completion. What are we completing? I've been getting the completion message a lot. I've been seeing 999 as an angel number a lot, and that's not one of my numbers. So when I see it repeatedly, I know something's up. 999 is, I should complete my sentences and my thoughts. Like, I'm just assuming everybody knows what 999 is. 999 means almost there, like you're moving towards completion. And then we get this completion card, 10 of Cups. I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute and ask Spirit what that 10 means for us. Maybe that'll come up in the individual readings that I do here in a minute. But next, I'm moving on to Ace of Swords. We had this card last week. Jacqueline pulled this card last week, Ace of Swords. So I feel like these two are related, to have a completion and then a beginning right next to each other in the reading. Definitely related. Let's talk about what Ace of Swords is bringing to us though. Freedom. This is what I'm seeing from this card, because immediately my mind went to this crow that is flying away. Freedom. Ace of Swords. So the swords in this deck are represented swords by the crows, by the blackbirds. And the swords as a suit in tarot, you can see the progression of thoughts. In the beginning, you have this beautiful thought. And then as it progresses, if you aren't careful of guarding that thought, if you don't keep that thought positively sitting in optimism, positively focused, then that thought has a tendency to become overwhelming, to crowd out the other thoughts, to become domineering. And that's kind of the story of the swords. It's the story of how we can let our thoughts get out of control to where our thoughts are running the show instead of us. But in this case, this is Ace. This is the beginning. This is how it should be. And this bird is kind of flying away. Like the thought was planted and then the bird is flying away. I love that because that's how all of our thoughts should be. The divine gives us a thought, or we pick up a thought from our interactions with others. The thought is planted, and then we let go of anything that might detract us from just the purity of that thought. So see that white light coming through. She looks at peace. Her eyes are closed. She's definitely thinking what looks like some algebraic formulas floating around up here. So she's not thinking about Mickey Mouse. She's thinking about some heavy shit, and still she's at peace. So how can we be at peace with our thoughts? How can we get back to this original thought, this enlightenment, this beautiful, when you have a fresh thought and you're like, oh, that feels good, or oh, that's a pleasant thought. That's what we're supposed to feel. Let us get back to that freedom, that beginning of new thoughts. And if you're not experiencing that, know that it's part of your message for this week. Allow yourself to open up to receive beautiful, bright new thoughts in the most relaxed way possible, where you're not worrying about the thought, where you're not thinking about what you're supposed to do about the thought, where you're just reveling in being able to think the thought. What that looks like is maybe you had a thought of winning the lottery. Everybody just smiles when they think about winning the lottery and all that money and what you're going to do with it. And then you start thinking about where you're going to buy the ticket and what time of day and what numbers are going to go on the ticket. And that kills it. Stop that. That's what this card is coming to tell you. Revel in the thought that brought you joy. Revel in that ace. That fresh thought. Just sit in that, ooh, what would I do? And don't move into the, how am I going to do it so fast? Stay in the, ooh, how does it feel? Because honestly, that's how manifestations happen. We're in Magical Money Manifestations. Manifestations happen in the joy, in the idea, in the fresh thought of how would it feel if. Manifestations slow down, and for some of us become increasingly difficult when we start asking ourselves how. So we don't want to do that. I'm getting a message that my internet connection is unstable, so I hope I'm still with all of you all. And then the last card, I am going to come back to that 10 of Cups because I want to know what Spirit has to say about completion. But I feel like that completion is a general message for all of us. And that when we get into the individual messages, we're going to see exactly what it is you are working on completing and working out. And completion, again, makes sense because of the moon phase. We just had a full moon, so we are shedding and letting go of whatever completed for us during that last moon phase. The last card from this general spread is 2 of Pentacles. So interesting that we started out with the King of Pentacles, and then we had Justice talking about balance, and then we have 2 of Pentacles to end us out, and 2s are also talking about balance. Look at the balance there. Between her spiritual, I say this as spiritual because it's like an orb, like the sun, bright, divine, coming from above, floating. It's not even hanging down, it's up above. And then this earthly leather purse made from earth. So the divine, the balance between the 2. And Pentacles is about what we have here in the earth. I really like that purse. That's a badass purse. I wonder if somebody could make me a purse like that. Anyway, Pentacles is related to Earth, is related to earthly manifestations. And she is finding her balance between her finances, her career, her jobs, her relationships, everything that she has manifested here, everything that is real to her in this real world, and how the divine interplays with that. How does the divine, I always like drawing a little infinity symbol. How does the divine help her manifest what she wants in this world? How does her connection with the divine help her let go of the things that she has manifested that she no longer needs? How does the divine help her walk through this world towards the things she wants, away from the things she doesn't want? So it's the interplay, the balance between the 2. Asking us again, to find balance in our life, but telling us that that is what is waiting for us at the end of this week, at the end of this processing, is finding the balance between the two. Two of Pentacles, twos traditionally, of course, can represent duality and balance, but they can also represent choices needing to made, choices needing to be made. So if there is a choice that you're also mhm, that you are also feeling called to make, someone is being called to make a choice. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's one of my YouTube viewers or if it's someone here in this room or someone in the collective, but that choice, you are making a choice by neglecting to make the choice. Your time is running out. And that almost feels like the message of the Two of Swords. That is the message of the Two of Swords, but it is coming through clear as day for me from this card of the Pentacles. And the Pentacles is also letting me know, as far as that choice is, the divine. This choice is seeming limited because you're too far into this. The divine needs to come in, and the divine needs to come in because in this moment, whatever choice, whoever is trying to make a choice, you are only seeing things like this. You are only seeing the choices that you have always been made aware of, the choices that seem probable, the choices that seem like, yes, I can do this, or the choices that seem like, yes, I can call someone in, and with a little bit of help, I can figure this out. But you still have blinders on. You are still not seeing infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities are what the divine is all about. And your connection to the divine will open you up to so many more choices and so many more possibilities. So you feel like you can't make a choice because you're making a choice between two things that don't feel quite right, because you are only seeing those two things that don't feel quite right. However, the divine is hanging out over here saying, I got infinite possibilities. What you want? You want a purple Porsche made out of hamburgers? I got you. Infinite possibilities. Because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not possible. So you need to connect back up with the divine and let the divine show you the other possibilities that are available in your situation. Okay. And yes, that is called the Light Seers Tarot. Sorry. Let me show you the lid just in case you're looking for it. It's by Chris Ann, the Light Seers Tarot. All right. So thank you, YouTube, for hanging out with us. Again, one last time, if you want to join us live, we will be going on for the next half hour over on Meetup. Look for Tarot Unicorns and Coffee, and you can join this event live. But I'm going to say adieu and farewell to my YouTube watchers, because we are going to do personal readings that will not be available